Yesterday, I received a comment of a guy that was mocking me and said that I was banned on X because I was being emotional like a woman. The fact of the matter is that I wasn't banned because I was being emotional. I was banned because I made a joke. That's about it. And on the same video that he commented that stupidity, I explained that same thing. So if you are interested into knowing what happened, go and watch my previous video. But that comment made me think, made me remember about an interview that I saw about Dr. K that was made by the Diary of a CEO. And this whole behavior, I have seen this behavior a while in forums, in the Steam discussions, for example, in GameFAQs, on Reddit, of course, on fucking Reddit. It's this trend that it has been here for years now. It's the trend of ridiculing men because they get angry. It's this trend of trying to denigrate men because they get angry and somehow trying to invalidate men. They are trying to invalidate the emotion of anger, being angry. Oh, are you mad? Oh, are you mad? Those type of comments. This is basically passive simping. You are giving women privilege. A privilege to be emotional, to feel anger, to feel sad. But men, no. As a man, you are not allowed to feel any emotion whatsoever. Are we men supposed to be robots? Do we even have any rights left? This is the tyranny of Karens, of women, to be more specific. This is a tyranny that we have been under for over a century now. It's called feminism. Now, what I am going to explain, it's not a call to violence. It's not me trying to justify violence or irrational violent behavior. Because you have to understand, these people that we're dealing with, these people are malicious, are basically spawns of evil. They will completely twist our words, our speech, into something that we didn't even mean. This is why we get overprotected social media platforms that can turn jokes into actual crimes. But let's be honest, the world we live in, it's a violent world. If somebody asked me what is the nature of this world, this material world, I will say it's violence. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the game. I didn't build this existence. I just live here. And I know for a fact that violence is a major component, if not the most important component of this existence. And the fact of the matter is that a lack of angry men means we are going to live in a more violent world. How? How is that even possible? If we have less angry men, that means we are going to have a more peaceful world, no? No. When you are suppressing anger, you are suppressing also righteous anger, righteous justice. Nobody wants to purge evil anymore. Nobody even has the will to do it. Everything is seen through the lens of tolerance, empathy, etc. There is empathy for everything, but not for men. Men don't deserve any kind of empathy. They don't. Another great example is the lack of father figures in families. That as a result gives us more violent kids, violent people. And I don't mean only physically absent fathers. No, I mean emotional and psychologically absent fathers. And that could be a myriad of reasons why they are physically and emotionally absent. One of the reasons is because their wife overpowers them and abuses them, emasculates them, and then she is the one that leads the house. That is also an absent father. Men have been suffering this abuse for more than a century now. So yes, I am fucking angry. I am angry as fuck. These people believe that I don't have the right to feel anger because I am being abused by a stupid video game, because this is on the context that these people didn't like a video review that I made about a video game. And they think that I don't have the right to be angry. And they even have the guts, the balls to say that I am the one behaving like a woman. No, motherfucker. You are are the one that behaves like a woman, you, because you are trying to suppress my anger, you are trying to invalidate my anger. You think I'm going to delete that video? You're stupid. I am proud of my fucking video, and it's going to be staying there forever. You don't bend the knee to these people. You don't. You teach them a lesson. Nothing is going to change if men keep suppressing their anger. This is how you even change yourself. When you're not okay with your destiny, with your future, with your present, you go ahead and get angry, and you change based on that anger. This is how you decide to make changes to your life. So it's a normal thing. It's not even an exclusive emotion of men. Women feel that too, but on men it's basically their primary emotion, and by denying us that right, they are basically emasculating us. And if you are trying to deny men their right to be angry about anything, about anything they want, then you are behaving like a woman, not the one that is angry, you stupid moron. I am going to show you an extract, a fragment of this Dr. K interview that was made by the Diary of a CEO. It's just a 5-minute segment, and I think it's really important for men to listen to this part of the interview. In fact, it's really important that you go and watch the whole interview because it's really good.
We don't allow men to be emotional. Nowadays, but people say, oh, men are allowed to cry. So this is something that I experienced even in my marriage, where we allow men to cry, but we don't allow men to be angry. But why is it, are men no longer allowed to be angry? Just think about it for a second. So anger is just a completely normal emotion, right? But if I'm in a situation where I'm in an argument with my wife, and I feel emotion A, and I express emotion A, and she feels emotion B, and she expresses emotion B, these two things should be equal, right? We as both human beings get to express what we feel. Now, in the case of me expressing anger and her expressing sadness, she's crying and I'm yelling. Suddenly, I've become a villain.
It's so interesting. I saw a viral tweet yesterday. It was someone Googling, my wife is yelling at me, what should I do? And then my husband is yelling at me, what should I do? When they Googled, my husband is yelling at me, what should I do? Domestic violence helpline comes up as like a Google pop-up. When you Google, my wife is yelling at me, what should I do? Nothing comes up.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as you said, in the case of villainization, I know that most domestic violence comes from men, but it's interesting that we see the emotion, we interpret the emotions entirely differently because of that.
Absolutely, right? So we as a society will say like, oh, men need to be in touch with their emotions, but not anger. And then this is what really screws men, because as men, we are socialized and conditioned to only feel anger. This is the only emotion you are allowed to feel as a man growing up. And this is the one emotion that gets demonized when you're older. So I'll give you a simple example. So like I used to get bullied a lot, right? So when I get bullied in school, like what am I supposed to do, Stephen?
In school, well, it depends if you can fight back.
Absolutely, right? It's fighting back. Like you didn't say talk to the teacher. You didn't say ask for help. You didn't say cry about it, because if I cry about it, what's going to happen, Stephen?
You're going to get bullied more.
Absolutely. So we turn every emotion. So men experience anger as something called an umbrella emotion. We literally suppress and are conditioned to suppress all other emotions except for anger. And then if you talk to men about their experience of life, anger is always the first thing that comes out of their mouth. Someone breaks up with you. How do you feel about it? Do you feel ashamed? No, that's not what we say. I feel pissed off. How could she do this to me? And then we vent that anger on the internet, and then this turns into misogyny, right? And then we get demonized for it. And it's not that there isn't, we should be harshly judged if we act on those kinds of emotions. I'm not saying that that's the case. But what we also need to consider is that the men who are saying these kinds of toxic things are saying that for a reason. This is because of their upbringing. This is because of the world that they lived in, right? So we're conditioned to only experience anger. Even sadness gets turned into anger. Shame gets turned into anger. Fear gets turned into anger, right? So if I'm afraid of something happening, what do I need? I need to man up, get angry, right? Like, let's go, son, let's go. This is the emotion that we tap into to overcome fear. So we don't feel any of those other emotions, and we're left only feeling anger.
At the very heart of aggression, I heard someone say to me once that at the very heart of aggression is some kind of insecurity. But for men, when they encounter that insecurity, they only know how to sort of manifest it as aggression.
So I wouldn't agree with the first thing, that at the heart of all anger is insecurity, but I would absolutely agree with the second thing, that the only way we know how to respond is with anger. Because
here's the exact quote, just found it. The source of aggression is insecurity. As we are unconsciously aware that our position in life is never secure, people feel increasingly insecure and helpless, so they will be increasingly aggressive and confrontational at a personal and a social level.
So let's tunnel down into that for a second. Okay, so I think that is true on some level, but also I would disagree. So the first thing is that we have parts of our brain, even animals feel anger. But I think that like when two dogs are fighting over territory, I don't think that that's born of some kind of identity of insecurity, right? So if we really look at like the evolutionary purpose of anger, this is my opinion, is that anger is the emotion that we feel to protect our territory. It's a protective emotion. So if I slap you across the face, what's the first thing that you're going to feel? It's going to be anger. So if I insult you, you're going to feel angry. It's fascinating the way that it works. So anger causes our thoughts to be faster. Anger causes our peripheral vision to collapse to 30 degrees. So I only see what's in front of me. And it also makes me less sensitive to pain. So like my nociceptors will actually like start to be suppressed when I feel angry, right? So if I get into a fight, I'm going to feel it tomorrow, but like while I'm getting hit, I'm not going to feel it. So I don't think it's born of all insecurity. I think anger is simply an evolutionary response. It's something that we experience to protect ourselves. That's why we feel angry, right? So if I attack baby bear, mama bear is going to come out angry. So it's really a protective emotion. Now, I agree with the second part of the statement 100%, that when we feel insecure, especially as men, the only way we are taught to deal with our problems is through anger, right? So if I'm feeling insecure, if I'm feeling ashamed of myself, if someone's bullying me, what do? I put them in their place, right? I don't try to make peace. I don't complain to someone because no one's going to take me seriously, right? I have to stand up for myself.
So basically, men have the right to be angry. There is this typical double standard. Rules for me, but not for thee. Fuck you, fuck you. Women are allowed to be emotional, but men don't. If you feel angry, you're immediately seen as evil. Who do you think manipulated society to make that actually a thing? Just think about it. Men need to be in touch with their emotions, but only if that makes you a fucking pussy. Only that way you are allowed to be in touch with your emotions. Because if you are in touch with your emotions that are allowing you to get out of this pussified, effeminate society, then you are evil. You're a pussy slave. You need to fight back. Anger is your power. Even your body powers up as you just listen to when you are angry. This is why they are afraid. They are afraid of men being angry. They are afraid of the righteous anger. Oh, it's because insecurity. This is the typical Karen speech. Karen fucking speech. What did Dr. K say? I put them in their place. This is exactly what it needs to happen. We need to put these people in their place. We need to stop listening to them. We need to stop allowing them to define what it means to be a man, because they are not even men themselves. They are women. I refuse to give up my right to be angry. I don't subscribe to your effeminate and pussified ideas of what it means to be a man. I refuse to stop being a man. Women don't define what it means to be a man. I define what is to be a man, and I define how I will be a man, not you. And that's the end of it.